So there's your first lesson in buying stuff from China. Make sure you check it over first. Now let's hope this doesn't disappoint. What's up guys, welcome to the garage. Today we are reviewing a HG-101 short course truck. This was sent to me by GearBest and it is a 1/10 scale ready to run. Let's have a look at the description on there. You've got a 550 motor, 80 amp speed controller, 2.4 gig 3-channel controller, 3 kilogram steering servo and a 300 milliamp hour lithium battery. Anyway, this thing's quite big. Let's get out of the box and have a proper look at it. So in the box we have got a controller. It's quite big, feels quite it's quite light and cheap feeling, but then these budget trucks generally they do. You've got your on and off switch, you've got your steering trim, and then you've got a low, medium and high. I guess that's maybe adjusting the speed, and then your steering. And then under there you've got your throttle and steering, reverse and normal. So there's the controller. So it looks quite high up. It is adjustable. I've had a quick look at the suspension. You can adjust the height with the suspension, and you can adjust the body height. So I think from the factory they've just stuck it on as it comes, but I'll be adjusting that before I take it out. It really needs to be sitting sort of about there for a short course rather than a monster truck. But it does have a lot of ground clearance if you want to run it like that. There's loads under there. I can nearly get my whole hand, well, not quite, but there is a lot of space under there. So not sure if it's oil shocks. I don't think it is. I might have to have a bit more of a look at them at some point. It doesn't feel like they're oil. It just feels like they're quite stiff springs. But it doesn't bounce. So if you drop it, it doesn't bounce up and down, which sometimes you get with friction dampers. So underneath there's your chassis, standard sort of suspension setup. What I don't really like, I don't like this. This is your steering linkage with your servo. Looks a bit vulnerable there underneath the truck. It is guarded from that way, but it only takes you to sort of spin or jump off something. You could maybe catch that. And then you've got a metal drive shaft going through the centre there because this is 4-wheel drive. So let's take the body off and have a look underneath. So you've got your 3000 milliamp hour LiPo battery there. You've got a 550 motor, so it's a nice big chunky motor there. I'm hoping this thing's got a little bit of poke. Combined ESC and speed controller. Bit disappointed. I'd like to have separate ESC and speed controller on this style of truck really. And then you've got your steering servo there. So just a basic chassis there. There is you've got metal links up front, so steering links, and you've got your camber as well there, and metal drive shafts. And then at the back you've got metal drive shafts and camber adjusters there as well. I will probably set this up before we go out. It looks like it needs a little bit of fiddling about before we take it out for a run. I want to see how this compares to some more hobby grade stuff, like maybe a Traxxas Slash or the Arrma Senton. I will have a 3S Senton soon. Not sure this is going to stand a chance against it, but be interesting to see how it compares anyway. So let's plug it in. Let's get some batteries in the controller. We'll see what sort of power it's delivering. We'll take it for a speed run, and then we'll take it for a bash. Now there is no speed written on the box that I could see, so it'd be interesting to see what sort of speed we're going to get with the old G. Right, let's switch this on and see what we're working with. So steering. Not the quickest I've seen, but these are quite big wheels to turn, so should be alright once it's running. And then throttle, we're in high at the moment. Whether this makes a difference I don't know, but we're in high at the moment. Hang on a minute. Yeah, that doesn't seem right. Something's not quite right there. I think we're going to need to, like I said earlier, I think we're going to need to adjust this. You shouldn't have to adjust stuff as it comes out of the box really, but you've got the drive shaft angle with how the suspension's set up looks really steep, and the camber on some of these wheels is not good as well. It sounds like Sounds like it's rubbing on something. So right, I'm gonna have a look at this and then I'll come back in a minute. Right, let's try again. So let's try this one more time. No, that's still not right. There's something wrong with this. I wonder if the motor's too tight. Ugh. Well, this isn't what you expect, is it? This better be good once we get it going. If I get it going. So I'm just gonna take the motor cover off, have a look at the motor, see if the pinion's too tight. I've lowered it now anyway, so it's got a bit of a better stance now. Right, so there's one issue. That pinion's not even on properly, and I reckon it might be a bit tight. So let's adjust that and see where we get with that. That pinion feels very tight on there. We need to adjust that motor. Right, that feels better. Let's get back together, we'll do a speed test and then we'll give it a quick run, see how we get on. Right, so I've lowered the body as much as it'll go, the suspension's been adjusted, still sits a bit high for my liking, but definitely looks a bit better. I've also had to trim a bit of the body there because it was rubbing on the back wheels. Right, now we've sorted out all the issues it came with, let's speed test it and then give it a quick run. That's pretty poor, that is pretty. That's a 550 motor in there and a 2S LiPo. I'm not sure how a 2S LiPo and a 550 motor can only do 19 kilometers an hour. So let's stick this at 1 feet in there, see if that makes a difference. The good news is it just about fits, bit of a squeeze, but no, still rubbish. No. So there we go, there's the HG-101. It's okay, it's good fun. I mean, all RCs are good fun anyway, aren't they, for bashing about. 19 kilometers an hour on the stock battery, not really impressive. With my battery that wasn't fully charged, I got 22. I'd say you probably got a couple more kilometers an hour in there for a fully charged decent LiPo. But it is good fun, but the problems I had with it out of the box, as you saw, the suspension all over the place, the pinion was too tight on the spur, that sort of stuff you don't really want out of a ready-to-run truck, especially if you're buying it for someone else that's not really got the equipment and stuff to start, and the knowledge to start adjusting stuff. So the link's in the description, and it's okay, but it's not something I'd buy. I'm sure with a few upgrades or maybe a better ESC, you should be alright, because that 550 motor should have the power with a 2S to get this a little bit faster. So I'll probably come back with this with a little upgrades. I'm just going to upgrade the electronics just to see if it has got a little bit more in it, and I might do another video of that as well. If not, I might put just a 3S in it and see how long it lasts. But cheers for watching. I'll see you next time.